Previously, on the Leak Mask Mystery, two bodies were discovered lying side by side on a lonely hill outside Niterói, Brazil. Each man dressed immaculately in suits, raincoats, and, most chilling of all, lead masks covering their eyes. No sign of struggle, no weapon, no visible injuries, just a strange notebook, a bottle of water, and the smell of something metallic lingering in the air. As the evening sun sank behind Morro do Vintém, the mystery began to rot, just like the bodies. And yet, beneath that mountain breeze, a darker question whispered through every investigator's mind. Why were their eyes covered in lead? By dawn the next morning, Morro do Vintém became a swarm of uniforms and confusion. Journalists arrived in waves, their camera shutters clacking like insects. Locals leaned on fences. Homens das máscaras de chumbo, the men with the lead masks. Detective José Venancio Bittencourt, the lead investigator, arrived just as the mist began to lift. He adjusted his hat, crouched beside the bodies, and studied the masks closely. They were crudely cut from thin lead sheets, molded just large enough to cover the eyes. No straps, no padding, just cold metal pressed against skin. Bittencourt said, "It's not a costume. It's deliberate, functional even, but for what?" He looked around. The grass around the men was untouched, no sign of a struggle, no footprints except their own. They had climbed here calmly, voluntarily. Beside them, a notebook page fluttered in the wind. The writing was in Portuguese, neat but hurried. It read, 16:30, be at the agreed place. 18:30, ingest capsules after the effect. Protect metals, await signal, mask. That was it. No context, no explanation, just those few cryptic lines. Every investigator who read that note felt the same cold chill crawl up their spine. It sounded less like instructions and more like a ritual. The two men were soon identified as Manoel Pereira da Cruz and Miguel José Viana, both from Campos dos Goitacazes, about 200 kilometers from Niterói. Electronics technicians, intelligent, skilled, quiet men. They told their families they were traveling to buy materials for a business project, but that was a lie. On August 17, 1966, they boarded a bus to Niterói. Each man carried a modest amount of cash, a raincoat, and a small notebook. One of them mentioned needing to attend an important meeting. The last known sighting came from a waitress named Maria de Lourdes, who worked at a small bar near the bus terminal. She said, "They came in around 2 p.m., quiet, polite, but anxious. They asked for a bottle of water, only one, and left without drinking it. They said they'd come back later, but they never did." The receipt confirmed the date, August 17th, the same day they were last seen alive. It meant one thing. After leaving that bar, they climbed Morro do Vintém before nightfall, and they never came back down. At first, investigators thought the lead masks were some kind of protection against radiation, a tool used in their electronics work. But the crude design told a different story. Bittencourt said, puzzled, if this was radiation shielding, why only the eyes, and why bring it up a mountain with no equipment? The question lingered unanswered. So they took the masks to a lab for testing. No traces of radiation, no special materials, just common lead, hand-cut, rough, unfinished. That's when rumors began to spread. Locals whispered that the men were spiritists, followers of an esoteric movement known as scientific spiritualism. According to some accounts, they were fascinated by psychic communication, extraterrestrial contact, and the idea of energy transmission through light. They'd been studying strange books, manuals mixing engineering, mysticism, and UFO beliefs. What if the lead masks weren't meant to protect from radiation, but from something else? A blinding light, perhaps, something otherworldly. Detectives began decoding every line of that notebook. Most pages contained lists of tools and circuit diagrams, normal for technicians, but a few entries stood out. Be strong. Prepare for contact. Ensure signal devices ready. Masks necessary for protection. One page had sketches of circular shapes, almost like antennas or discs, surrounded by rays. Bittencourt said, reading quietly, "Wait for signal. Mask. Ingestion." He tapped his pen on the table. Could it be they were trying to make contact? It was a possibility too strange to ignore. Brazil in the 1960s was deep in a wave of UFO fever, sightings across Minas Gerais, Sao Paulo, and Rio de Janeiro. People claimed to see lights descending from the sky, and for many spiritualist groups, those lights weren't just machines, they were messengers. The coroner's office in Niterói received the bodies a few days later, but by then, decomposition had advanced, making toxicology difficult. Still, the examiner noted something odd. The stomachs contained no alcohol, no drugs, and no signs of poison. Yet both men appeared to have died suddenly, with no external trauma. This is what the coroner said. Thoughtful, the organs show no evidence of violence or disease. The heart appears to have stopped abruptly, almost as if, short pause, something triggered cardiac arrest simultaneously. No struggle, no wounds, two men, side by side, as if waiting for something that never came. Whatever they had ingested, as the notebook instructed, left no trace. Then came a new lead. A young boy from the nearby hillside told police that on the night of August 17th, he had seen a strange orange light hovering above Morro de Vintem. Surprised, it was round, short pause, glowing. It just stayed there, and then it vanished. The police logged it, but didn't take it seriously. But among the spiritualist circles in Rio, that description meant only one thing: contact. Investigators tracked down a man named Elcio Gomez, a friend of both victims. He admitted they had been part of an informal spiritualist group, experimenting with telepathic communication and UFO contact rituals. Elcio added, thoughtful, "They told me they were going to test a new transmitter. Said they'd receive a signal from beings of light. They needed the masks to protect themselves from the radiance." To some, it sounded insane. To others, it was the first plausible explanation of why two technicians would hike up a hill, lie down, and wait to die, wearing masks made of lead. Brazilian newspapers had a field day. Headlines screamed, "Men die after strange scientific experiment." Shocked, UFO contact ritual ends in tragedy. The public imagination ignited. Every theory, from chemical overdose to alien contact, spread like wildfire. Radio station reported that local authorities are baffled by the mysterious deaths of two men found wearing lead masks on a Niterói hillside. Some suggest the incident may be linked to experiments involving unknown rays or psychic energy. Behind closed doors, however, the investigators were stuck. No weapon, no drugs, no motive, just two men, two masks, and one cryptic note. And then, another strange discovery. When police searched Miguel's workshop back in Campos, they found blueprints, half-finished diagrams for a signal receiver. Next to it, a third mask, unfinished, but unmistakably similar. Bittencourt said, thoughtful, there was supposed to be a third man. The revelation changed everything. Who was he? Why didn't he go with them? Or worse, did he send them there? Neighbors recalled seeing a stranger visiting the men a few days before their departure, described as tall, wearing dark glasses and speaking with a calm, almost hypnotic voice. No one ever identified him. Some called him a recruiter, others whispered he wasn't human at all. Weeks passed, the bodies were buried, but the legend had already taken root. Children dared each other to climb Morro de Vintem at night to see the lights. Locals claimed they still saw faint orange glows flickering on the hillside. And for many, the mystery of the lead masks became less about death and more about what the men were trying to see before they died. Were they victims of a dangerous experiment, members of a secret cult, or explorers who crossed into something their minds and hearts couldn't withstand? Whatever the truth, the mountain remembered. Bittencourt said, "Case remains unsolved. Cause of death, undetermined. But something tells me these men were not expecting to die. They were expecting a sign. And perhaps, in their final moments, they saw something that no one else ever did. Something bright enough to make them wear lead masks to protect their eyes." The investigation closed with more questions than answers, and as the years passed, the case slipped into folklore. But one thing remained constant. On that hill in Niterói, Brazil, the air still hums with the memory of two men who went to meet the unknown. And whatever they saw that night, it saw them too. What really happened on that hill, the experiments, the signal, and the truth behind the lead masks? Don't miss Act 3, The Signal That Never Came, coming next week, same time. Share your theories in the comments. Was it science, faith, or something beyond? Then hit subscribe and turn on notification button to see the final act.